And yes, we are back with the killer nuns, and oh my. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today the spoiler-free review of Grey's Sister by Mark Lawrence, the second in the book of the Ancestor. At the start, a couple of loose ends are tied up very nicely and satisfying. The book also comes with a little bit of a summary at the start for the plot of Red Sister. The world building, the prose and the characters are definitely as satisfying as they had been in Red Sister. It's still Mark Lawrence's writing that is just wonderful, economic, sparkling, doing all the right things. So after this kind like intro, we have a 2-year jump and then we're back to school. And I was thinking at first, oh no, not more of the school setting, of the convent setting. I mean, I really enjoyed it in Red Sister, but I'm not sure if I actually need this a second time round. But I have to say, Lawrence brings enough new elements and inventions to this story to actually keep it fresh. And some of the things that I really enjoyed and I think really worked well are, for example, that the stakes are getting much higher, the environmental stakes outside of the convent, but they also filter into the convent itself. And I personally read this book during a heat wave, but I had phases where I was thinking, oh, I could do with a woolen blanket here, because yes, it's getting cold in this world. The other thing is the political conflicts are ramping up a bit more. The individual parties are getting that bit more desperate, and you really get this feeling, okay, we're gearing up for a clash here. And also Nona, who one might have thought, okay, we have her figured out, and if I have to follow her around in more classes, what's new here? But yeah, Lawrence uses quite an interesting little trick here, which at first I thought, is this a bit gimmicky? But I really have to say I changed my mind. I think it works well, and it also kind like gives us some new facets about Nona, because he pairs her up with a new special friend. We also get to leave the convent a little bit more, so there are more outside trips, but also the outside world is coming into the convent itself. Especially one element from the outside world is taking up a residence in the convent. And this will lead eventually to a very, very dramatic turn later on in the book. And all those extra elements made this really work for me and actually, yeah, rescued it from more of the same, so to say. I also was a little bit afraid with another school setting that this will kind like veer really into YA territory. Now, I have no problems with YA, but, well, let's face it, I'm not the targeted age group anymore. But in this case, what really rescued this for me was that we get more backstories of the nuns. Where Red Sister was very focused on Nona and her classmates and their backstories. How did they join the convent? What families are they coming from? What backgrounds do they have? Now we get this for the nuns who are teaching them. And we get, yeah, their problems and challenges that brought them to the convent, and also how those challenges still impact their life now. And those challenges are very adult challenges, I have to say. And this really elevates it from being just, yeah, young adult. Now, as I said, we are back in school. We are attending classes. And on one level, that's a good thing because we get more combat training. There is lots of fighting inside and outside of the classroom. And Martial arts junkies will really love this book. There is lots for them in there. But also the classes are a little bit different insofar as they link more into the overall themes of the book, and especially two themes. One, the idea that words and stories have power, and how do they get this power. And the second one is that everything on one level is connected to everything else. And the classes start to explore those two questions a little bit more. We have them already in Red Sister, but there it's more Nona who tries to figure out how this might work, whereas here now it's integrated more into the overall lessons. The other themes that are revisited, so to say, is of course friendship. We're still following Nona, trying to figure out her place in the convent, but also her place in the world. And who is she really? What's she gonna do with her abilities and talents that she has? But where the first book was about friendship and betrayal, the second installment is much more about friendship and cooperation and working together to be successful. And it's also about friendship and revenge. At the very, very heart of it, Grey's Sister is really a revenge story. And I have to say that element also works extremely well with the book. So I found this a really satisfying read. I really enjoyed my time being back at the Convent of Sweet Mercy. I really like what Mark Lawrence is doing here. Thank you for watching, and till the next time, happy reading and all the best.